wish that I could be like the cool kids. Because all the cool kids, well, they get to have all the fun. Whereas I will be working all the days, all the working. Till the day that I'm old and gray. And then I'm going to move away to a place that is okay. But where that is, I don't know. Haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll just fall over a nice MI before I ever get to retire or enjoy the fruits of all my labors. Man, sometimes it feels Herculean. Yes, Herculean. But today is not that day, I hope. And, I know you cool kids will see me through. So let's talk about what we're going to do. We're going to talk about silver coins around the world. We're going to show them to you. Woohoo! So what country are we going to? What country are we going to? Do you know? Tell them, turd. Say, Sudan. Man. Yeah. $35 I paid for this hunka 0.841 ounces of silver at 0.925 sterling proofy goodness. Oh boy. I know. Yeah. Yes, let's look up this particular coin. That way we know what's up. Yeah. Oh yeah. This one is from Sudan. It is the hawk-billed stork, which oddly enough, my coworker was just showing me Friday some footage on TikTok of one of these things. They make some pretty funny noises. And this coin is from 1976. All right. And it's a 2.5 pound coin. That's the denomination across the nation. There is our coin. Do you agree? Now, the coin is 28.28 grams of sterling silver. It has a metal alignment. Let's check it. Let's check and see if the alignment is a metal alignment. Metal? Yes, it is a metal alignment. Now, the eagle does divide the date on the reverse. And we can check that as well. Now, it looks to me like we have an Arabic date and I don't know. Yeah, it divides the date for sure. All right, there we go. 1976, 1396 is what that reads, by the way. So the coin from 1976 has a mintage of, well, the proof has a mintage of 5,590. And of course, the uncirculated version, which I may just look for, is a much smaller mintage. 407 fewer coins is what I don't. It says here only 3% have the proof. The proof is more valuable, apparently. Or no, what is this? This is a mint set version. Okay, this is the proof. All right, it's just the same. It's the same. 44, 48. They're very close. Let's see here. Hold on. Here's a proof. KMPS6. Well, how do you tell the freaking difference? Oh boy. Well, I'll have to do some research on that if I really cared that much. But apparently if it comes from the proof set, It's much scarcer. How to tell if it comes from the proof set, they don't bother telling. But whatever. It's all good. We got this. All right. Now, Sudan, I don't believe is an easy country to get a silver coin from. And I got lucky to get this one for $35, to be honest with you. But I'm going to look here for the cool kids. Billin. Billin is usually our friend. This one's from 1909. And what are we doing on the numismatic scarcity index? Okay, they're pretty expensive. Disregard. Yeah, we're not. That's a pretty rare coin at 78. Okay, I was hoping to find you guys a cheap one. Nickel silver isn't really silver. Yeah, so there was a coin that said nickel silver. That's not really silver, guys. So if anyone tells you they got nickel silver, you just slap them. Here's Abdullah of Ottoman fame. One Kirsch, or no, I don't know. Is that? I don't know. I don't want to lie to you and tell you it's from the Ottoman Empire. Tagra and Makbul, one piastre, struck in Sudan. Again, rare. Okay, yeah. Sudan's rough, guys. It's really not an easy country to get a coin from. Here's another. Here's a 2 Kirsch. Struck in Omdurman, Sudan. And again, it's rare as could be. And you gotta realize, like, a lot of these coins are gonna be rare. They're just, it wasn't a big mint. Why would you make a lot of coins, you know? Yeah, all this stuff is super rare, guys. You might be better off getting the modern commemoratives. I know southern Sudan was really tricky. So, but Sudan might be just as tricky, honestly. So, yeah, there's that. Let's talk about Sudan itself. Well, you know what? You would think the British, but if the British did run something in Sudan, why would they make coins there? There's no reason when they can make them anywhere else. Yeah. It's tricky, guys. It's tricky. It all depends on what you count. If it's just coins that circulated there, I mean, but you know, my rule for that is it has to be counter stamped or punch marked some way to say it's been there. You know, like if you showed me a coin with, you know, Chinese punch marks on it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that thing's been to China. You know, but or if you showed me Spanish 8 real that they had the hole cut out of it with the whole authentic Australian holy, you know, dollar thing, I would totally say, yeah, you got it, bro. And Honduras did the same thing with Spanish money. So something like that. I believe in Tunisia they counter-stamped Maria Teresa dollars too. So that would be another one that would count. But you would really have to have something proving that it really circulated, man, as far as I'm concerned. But it's your collection, so you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Workarounds, you know, workarounds. Just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint on this silver coins around the world deal. Let's look at Sudan. There's Sudan in all of its glory. We'll look at it on the map. It's a pretty big country. It gets a little bit there of the Red Sea, and so it's not landlocked completely, but most of it isn't. Yeah, in the desert, and there you go. There's the country's location. Now let's look at some of the beautiful scenery. Oh boy, isn't that nice? Wow. Wow, isn't it beautiful? It's just so gorgeous. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous place. Oh boy. Oh wow. Oh, man. Okay. Sudan is officially the Republic of Sudan. It is a country in Northeast Africa. It borders the Central African Republic to the southwest, Chad to the west, Libya to the northwest, and Egypt to the north, the Red Sea to the east, Eritrea and Ethiopia to the southeast, and South Sudan to the south. Sudan has a population of 50 million souls as of 2024 and occupies 1,886,068 square kilometers. Tom's Coins made a valid point yesterday. Africa is a hell of a lot bigger than you think it is on the map. It's a big place, and it's full of people. All right. Now, moving right along. Square kilometers, making it Africa's third largest country by area, the third largest by area in the Arab League. It was the largest country by area in Africa and the Arab League until the secession of South Sudan in 2011. Since then, both titles have been held by Algeria. Sudan's capital and most populous city is Khartoum. There you go. There's the emblem, which you'll recognize from my silver coin. There, look how big that is. That's a big country, guys. Don't ever get it twisted. Looks to be pretty big. Yep. All right. Sudanese Arabs make up the majority of the population, and you got some of your Nubians and other folks there. Most are Sunni Muslims, and yeah, there's a whole list of dynasties and kingdoms that existed there throughout antiquity until now. You can use this list to help you find coins, perhaps in Billion or other silver alloys, to help you. Per capita income is 151st in the world, $3,604 per year. Their GDP total is $25 billion. Which is 96th in the world, which is middle of the pack. But you gotta realize it's a really big country with a fairly high population, so it's actually much worse than that number would indicate. Because that's doing total total GDP. But if you have 50 million people and you have the GDP of a country of 1 million people, everybody's 1/50th is wealthy, for example. Now, not everybody, because wealth does not distribute perfectly evenly. We're talking about averages when we should be talking about means, but that's a different discussion altogether. Let's continue. The area that is now Sudan witnessed the Hormuzan. I'm not getting into all that. We're going to go to the economics, because that's what we deal with here. Here is what they buy, sell, and trade. So these are their primary exports. Gold is 30%. Other oily seeds, ground nuts, insect resins. Crude petroleum makes up a good portion. Sheep and goats. We like sheep and goats. Raw cotton and other agricultural goods. All right. Here is a lovely little map. Pipeline oil going to Port Sudan on the Red Sea and floating out into the Indian Ocean, where all the good stuff happens. Like Somali pirates, for example. All right, I'm going to quit. In 2010, Sudan was considered the 17th fastest growing country economy in the world. Now, that's 2010, so there's been a civil war since then, guys. In the world, and the rapid development of the country largely from oil profits, even when facing international sanctions, from noted by New York Times, blah, 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 because of the secession of South Sudan, which contained about 75% of Sudan's oil fields. So, you see what happened here, right? South Sudan had the oil fields, and they decided to get out of there. All right. Sudan entered a phase of stagflation. GDP growth slowed, right? Makes sense. If 20% of your total exports are petroleum, and I'd imagine it was higher than that when the south part of the country was still there. Yeah, you got a problem when either oil prices fall or all your oil production leaves the country. Okay, yeah, the War in Darfur period of Southern autonomy preceding South Sudan's independence, oil was Sudan's main export, but now it's only 20%, right? See that? All right, I'm going to keep going here. The independence of oil-rich South Sudan, however, placed major oil fields out of the Sudanese government's direct control, and that's a problem right there. Direct control of the government. Ooh, I wonder how that works out. All right. To export oil, South Sudan relies on a pipeline to Port Sudan. So they have to go through Sudan because they're completely landlocked. The People's Republic of China is one of Sudan's major trading partners. China owns 40% of the shares of the Greater Nile Petroleum Operating Company. The country also sells Sudan small arms, which have been used in military operations such as the conflict in Darfur. I wonder what's going on down there. While historically agriculture remains the main source of income and employment for 80% of the Sudanese population and makes up a third of the economic sector, oil production drove most of Sudan's post-2000 growth. Currently, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, is working hand in hand with the Khartoum government to implement sound macroeconomic policies. This follows a turbulent period in the 1980s when debt-ridden Sudan relationships with the IMF and World Bank soured, culminating in its eventual suspension from the IMF. According to the Corruption Perception Index, Sudan is one of the most corrupt nations in the world. According to the Global Hunger Index, Sudan has a GHI factor of 27, indicating that the nation has an alarming hunger situation. It is rated the 5th hungriest nation in the world. Why don't we trade some of that oil for some food, huh? Oh, wait, that doesn't fatten the corrupt politicians. Oh, my. Did I say that out loud? Oops, I was merely speculating. All right. And Sudan still has one of the lowest human development rates in the world. 45% of the population lives on less than, and that's what I was getting at. You can't go off averages, guys. You got to go off means. You know, there's a few rich assholes in Sudan and a whole bunch of poor people. Sudan has 25 to 30 universities. Instruction is primarily in Arabic or English. Education at secondary universities levels has been seriously hampered by the requirements that most males perform military service. Okay, yeah, that's nice. The Islamization encouraged by President al-Bashir alienated many researchers. Okay, that's nice. None of this, I don't know. Yeah, Poland's space program. We're done. Guys, have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed your exploration of Sudan, or Sudan, or whatever you want to call it, man. This is a pretty sweet little hunk of silver, and I hope you find one too, and I hope you find it cheaper than I did. FG Stacker. I will be tagging both of the people I mentioned in this video in the description. Check them out. They're great channels. Everybody I mention is a great channel, and there are so many great channels I don't mention, probably because I'm a jerk. I don't know. One of these days I'm just going to make a whole recommendation list of all the best YouTubers to watch, and then I'll still miss people, and then I'm an asshole again. All right. Find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. If you can't find them, do not blame me. I'm trying to show it to you one country at a time, one coin at a time. I want you to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you did not enjoy the content, tell me why in the comments. I'll be happy to, read your comment. I can't say I can do anything about it because, quite frankly, I'm not here to please anybody. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to kowtow to you or kowtow or however you say that. But if it's a reasonable request, I'll be happy to try. Take care.